take off your paper clip and put your ingredients out onto the table. Make sure your bag's empty. Okay, so you have a dinosaur shell, pipe cleaners, you have 2 popsicle sticks, 4 pieces of string, you have a mini roll of tape, and your coloring page. So pick a marker similar to the color of your dragon egg. See, I've got a purple and my dragon is purple, just so it looks nice together. And then you're going to want to color in the dragon's face. Try not to color in his teeth or his nose holes. Mine is not going to be the best because I'm going quickly for this video, but take your time and make your dragon as beautiful as possible. So go in and around all the lines. If you're using pencil crayons, it might show up a little bit nicer, but you can use markers or crayons, or if you wanted to, you could even paint it if you have paint at home. Okay, and so make sure you don't get the fangs. You don't want the dragon's teeth right there, those ones, those big white ones in the front. You don't want to color those in. Color in the bottom of the dragon's lip, and you can leave his mouth uncolored. And now I'm going to go quickly over the dragon's tail because in the end I'm going to cut it out, so it doesn't really matter how good of a coloring job I do with the tail. All right, and I'm going to apply some dark marker to the veins of my dragon's wings. So that's the hard part of the wing. There we go, just like that. And I'll do the other wing too, following those veins all the way along. Very good, just like that. And again, friends, make sure you do a nice job. Miss Carrie's just going really quickly just to ensure that this video is out there for you today. All right, and so I'm just going to shade in lightly in the in-between. All right, and the other one. Good. And now, once that is all the way done, we're going to do our dragon's ears. So I'm going to press really a little bit harder and get some nice dark purple dragon ears. And you don't need to color in the gray part because that's going to be tucked inside the head of your dragon. So what I'm going to do now is turn my page over. And so I'm going to see the back of the tail. So I want to make sure that that turns purple also, and the back of the wings, but I won't see them too much. So just a quick shading on the back of the wings is good. Okay. And if you can't see through your paper because your paper is cardstock, I just use paper for my sample. You can just color in the entire back of your page, and that way you're good to go. Or you could cut them out first and then color them in. So I didn't color the back of the mouth because that's going to be stuck onto my dragon's head. Now I'm going to use my scissors and cut out the ears. There we go. Quickly. Good. And we'll take the dragon's mouth and tail off of here too. Good. And we'll start with the tail. So you just want to follow the outside edge of the tail. Make sure you don't go too close to the hole that's punched into your tail because you need that to secure it to your pipe cleaner. All right, make sure you get nice sharp lines, and see, when I'm all done this, you're going to see that it really didn't matter how fast I colored this tail because look, looks pretty good once it's all cut out, right? Cool. All right, now I'm going to cut out my dragon's mouth. Make sure you go around that outside big black line. All right, just like that and around. And you're also going to go up here and around. Cut out the best way that works for you. I'm right-handed, you can probably see from the video. I know that my left-handed friends may go the other way when they cut. Some of them even can use right-handed scissors, like my son Patrick. He uses right-handed scissors even though he's left-handed. So there we go, friends. We've got our mouth cut out for our dragon. A little bit snip there, snip here, and it's good. Perfect. Now I'm going to move my garbage out of the way and continue with my ears. And we'll just go around like that. And so the gray is there just so that you have a guide as to how much should stick inside the egg and how much should stick outside the egg. So you want all of the gray inside your egg when we put your ears together after. So I snip like that and snip like that. All right. Now we have our dragon ears that are purple on the back, but I didn't color the bottom. You see that? But that's okay because that will be tucked away inside. All right, so now we need to do our dragon wings. So these are easier because they're bigger, so it's not so hard to cut. So we just follow that outside line, snip in the middle to make it nice and even. There we go, and up and around, over to the tippy top of our wing. And then we're going to go back into there and out to a point and around and around and down to the point again. We'll just round that off there. Good, we've got one wing done. And now we'll put our scraps out of the way and we'll do the other wing. All right, so one more time, around the curve, out to the point, up around the curve, there we go, out to a point, around, one more curve here, and the last point, and now back all the way around to where we started from, making sure we do a nice job staying on the outside of the black line, and there we go. Good. Just move those scraps away too. Okay, so the backs of our wings are also purple, so we did great. Thanks, friends. All right, so now, let's see. We need to move our popsicle sticks out of the way, get our pipe cleaners ready, and we're going to start out with our wings. Oh, no, there's more inside. Look, there's our googly eyes and the head of our dragon. So let's stick our googly eyes on our dragon's head, just like that, and like that. Oh, friends, I know I made an error here when I was making the video, so just have a look at this dragon. Because we want to put the dragon's ears on, we don't want it to open like that at the top, so you want that top part to be at the bottom. So pay close attention to that when you do it, otherwise you'll have to take your eyes off like I do in my video here. But when you put your pipe cleaner through like this, you're going to make a nice little tight ball and slip it inside, and that's going to hold the head of the dragon onto the pipe cleaner. See, there we go. And see, this is what I was talking about with my ears. So the ears won't work right there. Oh no. So I'll just peel my eyes off real quick, stick them on the other side. There we go. Other one. Just because we made our ears connected in the middle, so that's why that wouldn't work. So make sure that part is at the bottom. All right, and so I just slipped that inside there, and we're going to close her up. See, just make it all the way inside, bend it a little bit to the back, snap it closed, and you can fold those ears forward if you like. Good, great job. All right, and see, now that's at the bottom, that's all good. Now we're going to put glue on the back of our dragon's mouth. Okay, so open up your glue. There's no glue in your kit, so hopefully you've got some glue at home. You can use goopy glue or a glue stick, or you could use a piece of tape over top of it if you didn't have glue. That's all right. So now you're going to want to put this on. So line the nose up in the middle, but then you're going to want to stick the sides down first. That's going to work out better. Okay. So start with one underneath that eye, and then do the other one underneath this eye. There you go. And then you're going to have a little bit of a loose part underneath, and that's okay because that's like where the chin of the dragon is. Very good job, friends. All right. Now we'll straighten out our pipe cleaner. And this was a little tricky for me. It's going to be a little tricky for you too. That's okay. If you need help, ask an adult for help. Okay, so I put the big part of the dragon egg at the front and the skinny part at the back, okay? And it took me a few tries, and you can see that here in the video, to snap it together. See? Oh, it didn't work. That's okay. Don't get discouraged. Push the pipe cleaner more inside. You might even need help from mom or dad or your brother or sister or grandma or grandpa. And push down really hard on one side until it's good. And then try and see if you can get this one. Oh, I still didn't get it. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, squeeze. And there it goes. Perfect. So now the body is attached and there's the head of my dragon. I don't have too much space in between the two. There we go. And now I'm going to work on the wings. So in your kit, you have a little tape roll. See, it's got a folded over end. So when you cut, you're going to want to snip that folded over end because it's not going to stick for you. So I'm just going to cut it off here like that. Good. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to cut this piece. Good. And we're going to stick it on the flat square end of our wing. Okay. And we're going to line it up right against the spine and stick it down. Good job. Very good. All right. And now we're going to get another piece of tape. I just want it a little bit longer. Oh, I'm going to make mine a little bit longer. There we go. Just so it's over top of each of the ends of the edge of the wing. All right, so leave a little bit of space there, and then a little bit of overhang on the other side, and you're good. And now we're going to line it up with the other one, like that, and we're going to squish it down, and now our wings are attached to our dragon's body. Perfect. All right, so now let's go to the tail. All right, so slip your tail through the little hole, or through the pipe cleaner through the hole of your tail, actually. Bend it over, holding on to the pipe cleaner, and the other side. Twist the pipe cleaner to secure your tail. There you go. Perfect. There you go. And I like to bend my tails for my dragons a little bit. Now, I'm going to move this a little bit out of the way. Get your strings ready. Lay them all out individually. You should have 4. If by chance I miss cutting one of your strings, just bend a long one in half so that you have 4 even strings, okay? And you're going to want to make sure that these are all untangled. Takes a little bit of time, but you can see there I've got all 4 of my strings. There we go. I'll just move them over to the side. Okay. So what I want to do first is, again, get some more of my tape off my tape roll. Okay. And I'll snip it there. And I'll snip that in half. And so what I'm going to do is attach my ends to my popsicle sticks. Okay, so you want the long end of your string pointing out to the outside, and you want the end of it covered as much as you can with the tape, okay? So I'll just do that with all 4 of my strings. 1 there and 1 here. And then we're going to add a little bit more tape. Find the end. That's why I bend over the beginning, because it's a little tricky to get tape off the roll. There we go. So like I did last time, I just cut that in a bigger piece and then cut it in half. But you can cut pieces each time you do this part. That's okay. All right, I'll untangle my strings and get them ready to go. And then once they're ready, I'm going to put my tape on and slip that on the end like that. Kind of wrap it around. Okay, and now we'll do it again, the other string, and we're going to stick that down. Once it's ready, we'll pop it on the end of this side and just wrap our tape around. Okay, and we'll just do the same with the other 2 sides, just to make sure that that tape's wrapped around. You could make it a little bit longer too, so it wraps better. I cut mine a little bit short. That's all right. Okay, so now, see, that one is really short and it doesn't want to stay. There we go. So now we're going to make sure it's pretty even again. And now we're going to take our tape and we're going to try and get a longer piece this time. So 2 or 3 times longer than what we had actually, because you want it long enough to wrap around. So use your scissors and cut. And we're going to go on a diagonal across the middle, like that, right like that. And we're going to tuck it underneath, right, like that. You can pull it tight. It's okay if it crinkles. And do it again the other side. And now we're going to get another long piece. When we add the second piece, it'll help to straighten it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. It will still work any way you do it. All right, so we've got our next long piece. We're going to go across the other way on the diagonal. I'm just pressing on my popsicle sticks to bend it a little bit. And we'll tuck that underneath and tuck this underneath, and then it is good to go. Perfect. And so now we are going to do our next step. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. And friends, we forgot our legs. Our poor dragon doesn't have any legs. So take your pipe cleaner, bend it in half, and snip it. All right, now bend it in half again. And on the open end, bend them up and back and down. I went a little off camera here, but you'll see them as soon as it's finished. So I just did about a finger space. There we go. You can see it's just like a little Y or a W at the end. And put it on the neck, twist it around a couple times, open it up, and then you have beat for your dragon. Make sure your head gets turned around straight after you play with the neck. Good. And now the other one too. So bend it, and we'll bend the tip back, bend it forward and back again. And we'll do the same with the other side. Sorry, I went off camera here with that, but you can see it here now that it's done. It just looks like a little Y or a little W. Pop it around the bum of your dragon and hang on to the bum and twist it around and around to secure your legs. And there you go. Now your dragon can stand up. Perfect. Okay, so we'll just straighten out our legs, make sure our head is facing forward and up, not upside down. Good. And now we're going to turn this dragon into a puppet. So we need to take our dragon, lay it out flat, and we're going to take the X of our puppet and it's going to lay over top of our dragon. But first we're going to tie one end to the tail. We're not using too much string, just a little bit of string. And we're going to tie it super tight. And there we go. We're just going to do a double knot. Friends, if you are not good with knots, ask an adult for help or a bigger kid. There we go, 2 knots. Okay, not too much extra. Okay, so like I was saying, we're going to lay this X on top of our dragon just so that our strings are attached to the right side of it. Okay, so now I'll put it there so that we can do the neck. Okay, so we're going to slip this around our dragon's head. In front of the feet is probably good. And we're just going to do 2 simple knots again. So 1, pull it tight to the pipe cleaner. And another one, not too short, not too long, okay? We don't want to waste too much string. We want it to be pretty even front and back, okay? And if you have extra, you can just snip it off with scissors like that. Good. And now we're going to get some more tape, all right? And we're going to secure the string to our wings. We'll snip it here. And I'll snip that in half because I made a pretty long piece. All right. So my string is going to come just like it did for the stick. It's going to come in from the outside and then it's going to be taped down, okay? You want to make sure it's this way because that will lift the outside edge of the wing up when we pick up our puppet, okay? And now we'll do the same thing with the other side. It's actually too big, too wide my dragon is for my camera. So if you lift up your handle, you can lift up your dragon. And by moving it back and forward, you can maneuver it. Moving it side to side, you can make it fly. Hope you enjoyed our dragon puppet.